Good day, kids! Our lesson for today is all about using context clues. Context clues are words or phrases that help explain the meaning of unfamiliar words. Writers and speakers use them so that explaining the meanings will not seem awkward. These words and phrases act as hints as to what the unfamiliar words mean. The 5 types of context clues. Number 1, definition or explanation clues. Sometimes a word's or phrase's meaning is explained immediately after its use. For example, haberdashery, that is the new word or unfamiliar word, which is a store that sells men's clothing, is the information added to the word haberdashery, is becoming more common today. That means haberdashery is a store that sells men's clothing. Number 2, restatement or synonym clues. Sometimes a hard word or phrase is said in a simple way. For example, Lou was sent to the haberdashery to find a new suit. He needed to wear one for his uncle's wedding. Because the sentence says that Lou would find a suit at the haberdashery, that it must be a place where clothes for men are sold. Number 3, contrast or antonym clues. Sometimes a word or phrase is clarified by the presentation of the opposite meaning, somewhere close to its use. Look for signal words when applying context clues. For example, Lou wanted to go to the haberdashery, but Anne wanted to shop at the boutique. The signal word but tells the reader that an opposite thought is going to be stated. Therefore, the opposite of haberdashery is boutique, which is a store that sells women's clothing. Number 4, inference or general context clues. Sometimes a word or phrase is not immediately clarified within the same sentence. Relationships which are not directly apparent are inferred or implied. The reader must look for clues within, before and after the sentence in which the word is used. For example, the haberdashery was Lou's favorite place. He loved shopping for nice suits. The people who worked there were so kind and helpful. Because of the succeeding sentences that gives clues to what haberdashery is, we can identify that haberdashery is a store that sells men's clothing. Number 5, punctuation. Readers can also use clues of punctuation and type style to infer meaning, such as quotation marks, showing the word has a special meaning, dashes, parentheses, or brackets enclosing a definition, and italics, showing the word will be defined. For example, Tom's father was a haberdasher, comma, or men's shopkeeper, comma, in the story. Tom's father was a haberdasher, open parenthesis, men's shopkeeper, close parenthesis, in the story. In the story, Tom's father was a haberdasher, dash, or men's shopkeeper. Again, in the story, Tom's father was a haberdasher, dash, or men's shopkeeper. Tom's father was a haberdasher. Now as you can see, it has quotation marks, and he had a clothing store for men. This time, let's have our activity time. Encircle the letter that corresponds to the best meaning of the highlighted word. Number 1. If you can finish all your projects earlier than the deadline, the company will give you incentives. What you mean by the word incentives based on the given context clues for item number 1. A. Granted permission to be absent for a few days. B. Access to a very desirable part or location of a building. C. Something that makes a person try or work hard or harder. The answer? It's letter C. Something that makes a person try or work hard or harder. Number 2. The warrior is heartless and ruthless while the vendor has no skill in sword fighting. What do you mean by the word ruthless? A. Experienced. B. Without pity or cruel. Or letter C. Hard. Well, it is letter B because of its synonym, heartless. Ruthless means without pity or cruel. Number 3. In order to continue my studies in college, I need to work. However, I need to graduate first so that I could get a decent job. Otherwise, it's a conundrum to find a job. What do you mean by the word conundrum? A. Difficult. B. Conflict. Or letter C. Desperation. The meaning of the word conundrum based on the given context clues in item number 3 is A. Difficult. Number 4. The townsfolk knew that the fruit was poisonous. Everyone was scared to go near it. They all dreaded it. What do you mean by the word dreaded according to the context clue given for item number 4? A. Liked. B. Feared. Or letter C. Ignored. The answer? It's letter B. Feared because of its synonym, scared. Number 5. Mr. Flores was imprisoned for more than 30 years. When he was released, everything that he saw were new to him. He was amazed that phones no longer have wires and buttons. Computer screens are now colored and cassette tapes were obsolete. He was surprised that there are now trains in the city. He did not know how to react. The present world outside the prison overwhelmed him. What do you mean by the word overwhelmed based on the context clues given on item number 5? Is it A. Surprised, B. Saddened, or letter C. Irritated? The answer? It's surprised. Number 6. Jacob's father is a well-known swordsmith. That film producers often asked him to create swords and other weapons that will be used by actors. What do you mean by the word swordsmith? A. A person that is asked by film producers to fight with swords. Number 8. The wizard was banished from the kingdom because he betrayed the king. Nobody knows where he is now. What do you mean by the word banished? A. Rewarded handsomely. B. Jailed secretly. Or letter C. Sent away. The meaning of banished according to the context clues given for item number 8 is letter C. Sent away. Number 9. A person who does not exercise is susceptible to illnesses. What do you mean by the word susceptible? A. Cannot be harmed. B. Unresponsive. Or letter C. Likely to be affected. The answer? It's letter C. Likely to be affected. Number 10. In a blink of an eye, the magician made a huge vehicle vanish. Nobody figured out where it went. What do you mean by the word vanish? A. Evaporate. B. Disappear. Or letter C. Melt. Vanish means letter B. Disappear. That's all for our today's topic. God bless you!